Oh yeah, GM. Jeez, I was like muted there. I was stuck on the hold screen. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is. Is it Tuesday, right? Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, September 19th, 10 a.m. Eastern, baby. Hope you guys are doing all right. It is a beautiful, crispy morning here in North Georgia. Definitely enjoying these much cooler temperatures than what we experienced throughout the summer. I'll tell you what, man. Feels good. Fall is like the time. It is a beautiful season here in Georgia, man. How you feeling today, Turbo?
Days later, like, it was just freezing cold outside. Do you remember that? Do you remember that message that Seven sent us? He did say that. Oh, okay. All right. Yep. But no, man. You know what I'm saying? Jay's having some issues for those of you who are not seeing him on the YouTube channel, because it probably sounds like our conversation was nuts.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
this stupid thing. Did you hear me?
Yeah. I was just telling you, you were talking about cold, and then I had said, do you remember that Seven had said that when he starts getting these headaches, that it's going to be cold soon, right? He was like, better be prepared. And I'm like, all right, dude. I woke up Sunday morning, walked outside in Ohio, bro. It was like brisk, like it was almost frosty.
Ooh.
And I said, damn you, Seven. Damn you.
He's like a you should be a meteorologist, right? Or at least do like a special guest appearances just to say, hey, listen, I've had the feeling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've had the feeling. So the weather is it's going to get colder. And this is scientific proof that when this feeling happens, it gets cold. Seven's our resident weatherman.
I'm like the ground
for now.
The ground.
Yeah, I was actually thinking. I was thinking of you, Seven, as like being this old man that lived in a village, and then like everybody be like, "Is it gonna get cold yet?" And you're like, "Not yet."
I'm the one.
And you just kind of like you're.
I'm like,
the wise man. There we go. You're the old wise man.
So I'm the old hillbilly guy, like rocking on the porch, and everybody's driving by, like, "Hey, is it gonna get cold yet?" I'm like, "Not yet."
Yeah, that's your whole life, bro. You just rocking a rocking chair, waiting for the feeling to come back.
I need to monetize this.
I like that. That could be a great animated series, or at least like a series of GM animations.
Oh my gosh, yes, bro. That's funny. Like Seven, like he blows a gasket, has a mental breakdown, decides that his one thing that he was put on this planet to do is to tell when it's gonna get hot or cold, and then he just like commits to it. And it's just us like, going and seeing him, and he's like, nope, it's still not warm. I'm like, no shit, bro. It's like about to be November. Like, we know. We're not asking you right now. Can you just maybe come out when it's closer? He just keeps rocking in that rocking chair. That's it. That's the whole show.
All right.
They just put me in the country like the state parades and shit. And I'm just like rocking on a trailer.
Oh my God! It's old man 7. He's rocking
I
in the
hear
back of that truck.
I hear
his winter's
7's
coming soon.
through.
they're like it's 7. Is it gonna get cold yet? I got a megaphone. I'm like, not yet.
Not yet. But you know what? All jokes aside, like I don't know about you guys, and anybody throw some thumbs up down in the old audience there if this applies to you. But fall is one of my favorite times of year, specifically because of hoodies. At my age, I still love throwing on a hoodie in the fall. There is nothing better, and going outside and going for a walk in the woods. That's like the best.
Bro, me too, dog. I was gonna say the same thing. I actually thought you were gonna talk about the colors of the leaves changing. Is where I thought you were gonna go. You you came back to hoodies, so I was cool with that. Because you know what my favorite thing about a hoodie is? It's like the way that a hoodie fits on me. Like it makes me like seem really thin and fit. Like it fits real big in my shoulders, but then the way it just kind of like rolls down. Mm-hmm. I feel super fit. You know what I mean? So every time I put a hoodie on, I'm like, damn, did I lose 5 pounds?
Jay was like,
have
you seen this foliage out here, guys?
Wow, look at that shade of red and orange and how it's almost like a gradient. It's one of my favorites.
Dude, I can see, okay, if we're gonna do this, if I'm gonna be the rocking chair guy, Jay has to impersonate Bob Ross every time he talks about something.
Oh, he's the happy color guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Painting trees, happy tree. It's happy trees or happy colors, whatever
happy
it was.
Happy trees.
Yeah,
but
trees.
Dude, yeah, I could just see you like impersonating Bob Ross and then turning the turbo, and he's just like trying to like explain to you what to draw. I can see that happening.
Well, we can always have fun with that. I can't wait until it's skit season. I've always wanted to do like skits, like be a skit guy, but need a team for that.
Well, let's do it.
We will.
When I come to Atlanta. Perfect. Yeah.
Film a skit. Mm-hmm. We'll get everybody involved. We'll get the ladies involved. We'll get the kiddos involved. We'll have a fun skit. Maybe the kids. I don't know. Got to do something so that we can like pay them and then, like not have to like pay the taxes on it. They need their payments.
Oh, I like that. 25. What did he say? 25,000?
I think you get 12. It's
really
like it's either 12 or 18,000 a year. You can give as a tax-free payment to your child. Yeah.
Shit, my kids are definitely getting that easy. They're getting that shit. Collect like individually, like they're definitely getting it. Whew, man, is it today Monday?
Nope. Today's Tuesday. It is Taco Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about, the gig economy here in Web3. People always ask like, how do you start working in Web3, or how do you, make some money? How do you side hustle here in Web3? I want to learn what other people are doing. I think that's super exciting, fascinating stuff to learn. So we want to talk about that. Want to go through a couple headlines though before we do that. Go through some news articles. It's been a little bit since we've kind of checked in with markets and done, kind of the formal morning thing. So let's do that really quick before we get into our conversation. If you go to this, I've always been a coin market cap guy, but lately I like Coin 360 just for like the heat map thing, right? Let me pull that up if you guys are watching the live stream. I love that heat map, right? It just makes it so easy to see exactly what's going on in the markets, like what kind of day are we having. There's some the high caps that are in the green. But Bitcoin and Ethereum both down on the day. Not much. I mean, 0.5% for Bitcoin and almost 1%. 0.86 for Ethereum. But on the whole, things are relatively stable. People are saying that BlackRock's got their foot on the brake for everybody to kind of load up. I expect it to go back down a little bit more. I think a lot of people do, but we'll see what happens. It always does like the opposite of what you want or expect. So, and then we were looking at NFT Go. Every day I update that spreadsheet. It's on web3breakfast.com. But looking at that market sentiment, knowing that that 30-day profit and loss, the where we're at today, if we go to our website, it was like 8.7% is that percent ratio of the people that are in profit to the loss. So as you can see, it's still a major imbalance, and that barometer thing is just a roller coaster, bro. Just a roller coaster. Like, it's really funny how throughout the day, again, I've between like 7 and 8 in the morning is every day when I get the results and type it into the spreadsheet. But I'll check this thing in the afternoon, and that sentiment might shoot up to like 20 in the afternoon, but then back by the morning it shoots back down. So I don't know what. It's definitely obviously the daytime activity that causes movement, but then at night I think when things chill out, that's when it pops back down. At least that's all I can explain. And then so let's talk about some headlines, because I think these are a couple important ones that are happening in our industry. The news cycle's been kind of lame. There's a couple good ones though. I mean, obviously when the SEC gets a loss, we love that. So the judge that's here in the Binance case said that they are not able to check in on the software of Binance.us, the exchange software. So I guess maybe there is some privacy in that IP there still. Is that something that like the court should have access to? Is how do you, if you have like proprietary technology, are you allowed to like keep that?
Oh man, that's a toughie, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely believe that, you know what I'm saying, that you're private, what's yours is yours. You know what I'm saying? That the government has no right just to walk in and be able to look at your stuff. Period. You know what I mean? Like unless you're committing some kind of crime, or you know what I mean, there's like you're harming people or yourself, you're putting people in danger. They overreach, man. Everything the government is they're too reachy, they too grabby on shit. You know what I'm saying? They gotta like stay in their own lane. That's the problem, right? And it's finally glad that somebody's stepping up and saying like, no, like we can have some private. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Privacy. Privacy. There we go. Thank you. Privacy. Yeah.
Really quick, if you are not watching the live stream, you should. X-Rider just made a comment. Chain T. What you don't know is that Turbo's Jesus chain is broken at the moment. So raise up. So X-Rider, there you go. So we got a T-shirt until the chain gets fixed.
Yeah, man. This is a Turbo made it design. The art was done by my boy Free. Shout out.
There we go. Let's see. Anybody, you guys remember this is Web3 Breakfast. So if you're down there in the crowd and we're talking about this Binance and SEC thing, another one we want to talk about, FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried's parents getting sued for using millions of dollars of the money that's supposed to be going. I think some other places, probably some other people that could use it. And then really important. This is like, obviously we talk a lot about gaming. Gaming is important to the Web3 ecosystem. This thing, I saw this trailer this morning, and I was absolutely fascinated how amazing the graphics were. I think there was a couple people on X that were talking about it, and that's where I saw it. But NVIDIA's new DLSS 3.5, the ray tracing on it for the game Cyberpunk 2077 is insanity. It is so cool. So cool how they're able to get that stuff. And if you watch that, you'll be able to find that trailer. Just look for it. I think Phantom Liberty is the game Cyberpunk 2077. Just look for that trailer and watch it. It shows you like, with like the effect on versus the effect off. And the difference is absolutely night and day. So I would watch that trailer if I were you. That's all I'm saying.
NVIDIA. I'm telling you, man, that is one traditional stock to look at, man. They took obviously they're booming right now, like $434 roughly a share. But I mean, this is the kind of stuff right here that's going to continue to push that company. I mean, there's only, I wish Matt was up here, because I know I'm going to mess this up. There's only like $5 trillion companies: Microsoft, Amazon, Google,
Sony, maybe
NVIDIA. Maybe it's only 4 now. No, it's like it might only be 4. You know what I mean? They were like an overnight $1 trillion company. So, and they're still going to continue to go. I mean, I think these guys are going to dwarf a lot of companies with what they're doing. Oh, here comes Matt. Thank you, Matt. I love you, Matt.
There we go. Let's give him a yeah. Woo. Do you think that
Matt?
Do you think that being able to incorporate, the graphics that will be able to provide is something that will go more mainstream? Because, like, listen, I'm not a guy that's building my own computer.
Well,
I'm not installing a thing like this on my computer ever. Like, that's not my thing. But if I want,
think about.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, think about like what Mid Journey, right? Like you can't draw. Maybe you can. I don't know. We've never
No,
really talked about it. You know
not
what I'm
at all.
saying?
I
I don't
can't draw
want
a
to put
stick
data.
figure.
Okay,
I
okay,
can't even
cool.
draw a stick figure.
You, right. But now you can go to Mid Journey. You make super dope art because you have good prompts, right? Like you have good communication skills. You come on. You can host. So now you're able to leverage your other skills to be able to create in other mediums. And so with NVIDIA, these chips and the things that are coming out, what they're doing is they're giving that ability, this ability to create these like insane graphics and like where it's like everybody has that accessibility.
Mhm.
Now these, when we talk about yesterday in gaming, you know, that's what really separates a AAA game. Like that's what people really kind of talk about, but they don't get into like storyline and, you know, like game logic, and because there's a lot more that goes into it. But the one place that everybody points to a AAA game is in graphics, you know. And so the more accessible you make that to everybody, it's going to boom. Matt, what is up, brother, man? How many of the companies hit are $1 trillion?
I don't know. That's a great.
It's only
That's a
like
great
4 or
question.
5.
Google.
I know it's Amazon, Google.
looks
I
like
know it's
there's
Amazon, Google, NVIDIA.
Microsoft.
Good.
Yeah, Amazon,
Mhm.
Google, Microsoft, Alphabet, Facebook, and Tesla. Looks like they
Oh,
are.
Tesla.
I think the thing too, like, I love your point about NVIDIA. Gosh, there was a guy I used to work with at Slalom. There's like this boutique consulting company I worked for. And I think in 2019, he left and he was like super into AI stuff. And everybody's like, yeah, it's all about crypto and weed stocks. What do you know? And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to this company called NVIDIA. And I was like, oh, yeah, I love their processors and like their graphics cards and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I'm working in the AI division. And now, like, flash forward to today, and I'm like, damn, that sounds like a pretty cool gig. I'm sure he's doing great.
Winning.
Yeah. I mean, that's like on top of the
Winning.
game right there.
Yeah. But I think too, to your point, Turbo,
Yeah.
the key is like
Mhm.
NVIDIA. I think it's like highly overvalued at this point. Like you got to look at some of the other ones in that same sector, like AMD or even ARM, which is the one that IPO'd last week when we were in Vegas. You got like Intel and Qualcomm. They're all going to be doing some sort of AI chip or some sort of way to kind of get into the process and get in there. So that you definitely got a leader, but from an upside perspective, if it's overvalued, you think about like what room there is to run. Sure, if there's like a pop, it could get kind of nutty, but like I think it's a bit frothy and a bit overpriced at this point.
Is there
Yeah.
a spec play in the card and chip game?
I think I think the lower, there's some like lower ones that are really interesting, like Unity software. I think is like a really interesting one, right? Because Unity, and I talk about it because I think they're a really big pick and shovel kind of ecosystem. They're going to be working directly with Apple on the software and applications that get put into the new sort of metaverse goggles that they have. I can't remember what they're called. But you think like down the line, there's going to be a lot of these companies in there as well that are particularly not monopolistic, but they're definitely like the higher trajectory or like higher target partners in this space. So I think that like companies that use those AI chips for things like cyberpunk, like we talk about the gaming aspect of this all the time, right? The gaming aspect is also part of the graphics, and they'll use those chips and things like that. So something like Unity that's kind of been beaten down but has had upgrades in the stock, like it's trading at about $33. They got upgraded by B of A last week to like $56 as like a target price. But the problem is they had this issue last week where they sort of put some Apple like pricing on their developer ecosystem. And people did not like that. So they've been kind of lagging, I guess, the last week with just a little bit of backlash from that. But the company's been really receptive, and I think that there's a lot of good coming forward with plays like that.
So
Well, I definitely just looked up Unity. Unity is at $33.88. Definitely a great entry point there. I think that's a strong, you know, with what you're talking about. Definitely love that for sure. I think Nvidia could still go though, man. I think they could still climb in price. You're thinking right now is not the time.
Well, they like to your point, they had like they were at a high of 493, I guess later in August, and then they've kind of backtracked a little bit down to 439. I don't think you're going to see it go like under 400. I think that that's a big mental barrier for folks, and it wasn't under 400 last time. It was under 400 was like June. So I think it's definitely something to look at. The challenge is if you've got say $500, you can only buy one
Right.
of them, right? So it's just very expensive for most people. What I think is probably going to happen soon, I don't know when necessarily, but they only have. I'm trying to see how many actual shares they have, but they'll probably do a split at some point, and they'll probably be able to do the price at about half. Tesla's done this, Amazon has done this a number of times. So I think one of those things could be in the cards too, where they just split the stock and people make a boatload of money. Back in my business partner used to work at AOL before, like during their IPO. He said he would go to lunch and come back, and they had these little tickers on their screens at every monitor, and his net worth would go up by hundreds of thousands of dollars or down by hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on what day he went to lunch. And when he was there over the course of like 2 years, the stock split and split and split. And so if you're there before it splits, you can certainly get the benefit of added value, and it's a very good forward-looking bullish sentiment for a particular stock. So I'd be curious to know how that happens, but I think it's probably got room to run, especially that it almost hit 500. So
yeah, and you said my favorite word, Tesla, baby, Tesla. Yeah,
Get them 100 shares.
Hey, because I heard 100 shares of Tesla, man. I mean, 100 shares of anything, right? That is my goal of everything. I think the video I got to play like super long, but like you were saying, Matt, you can get in before the split. So even if you can get a few, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're not going to be able to get, tons, you know what I mean? Unless I hit it rich, which I'm trying, you know what I mean? We'll get there. But no, you said Tesla. I heard through the grapevine, Tesla's going to do a cell phone. And if that happens, bro.
Why would Tesla do it and not X? Like, why wouldn't he have like some communications company versus Tesla doing it, and then just integrate it into the phone or into the car? I wouldn't have Tesla do it though.
Yeah, but man, because that's the key to the car is your phone.
Oh,
like that, because that's what in the Tesla you get in. You know what I mean? If you have your phone, you can just get in your Tesla and drive. There's no key. You know what I'm saying? So now if he has his own phone, he's got his own internet, he's got his own cars, and he's got his own electric grid. Pretty much Tesla can't be taken out unless Tesla decides it's going to be the great overlord, Elon Musk. Oh, hail Musk. Oh, what's up, Nikki? How you doing?
Actually, it's Patrick.
yo,
What's going
Pat.
on?
Yo, what up, Pat?
What's up, my
It's
dude?
pronounced NVIDIA.
Your
by the way.
eyes.
It's pronounced NVIDIA, not NVIDIA. Oh, number one. Number two, ARM-based technology.
Nah, I just pronounced it wrong.
It's no big deal. I wasn't trying to like talk shit, but anyway, ARM-based technology is the future. NVIDIA already produced a ARM-based computer with no OS. You can't run Windows on it, but it is way more powerful than anything Apple's come out with using ARM-based technology. If you look it up, it's going to be AI server-based, but they have it's called silicon photonics, ARM-based technology. They have a patent going back to 2013 that using silicon photonic miners, right? So they've had this ability for quite some time. The first prototype for Apple was 2016, used in their phones, but it's basically just using the speed of light as opposed to electricity. That's why you have like Mac Studios the same size as 4090 graphics card. You know what I mean? But yeah, NVIDIA is leading the way as far as AI hardware, but they have the GPU, the CPU literally connected with the RAM, like around the edge of the GPU and the CPU. If you look it up, it came out the same time the H100 Hopper Grayscale came out.
Interesting. So it says ARM. You said ARM based technology. So ARM processors can execute many more millions of instructions per second than an Intel processor. Now, Intel processors is like what's in just about every computer you imagine, right? For the most
Well,
part.
well, no, Intel and I like AMD personally. If I'm gonna pick a Windows computer, I just think AMD has a little bit better. I mean, it depends on what you're using it for, right? NVIDIA has a better GPU. I think AMD has a better CPU, and it depends on what you're going to be doing with it. They have some APUs that AMD is coming out with that are going to rival some of the mid-tier NVIDIA GPUs, which are overpriced. So it all just depends on what you're going to do. But like if you're going to be high-level company servers, you're going to use NVIDIA. Whether you use their, whether you use Windows and you use their H100 GPU hoppers, or you use their ARM-based technology and you create your own OS, which is what a lot of AI companies are doing right now. But I'm going to tell you this: for 200 grand, you can buy an NVIDIA ARM-based computer, and it will mine up to about $15 million worth of the best Bitcoin miners, profitability wise, because it only takes about 1,000 watts, which will make Ethereum switching to proof of stake look silly if somebody was able to make a blockchain proof of stake using those computers.
Interesting.
I also think too, like, AI is the thing that's hot, and that's the toughest thing to invest in because the market's always manipulated and people are going toward things that they think are going to keep going up, and people don't take a look at the things that have been super beaten down. And I just want to put out there, because I think there's people who are probably fans on the show of this sector, but the weed sector has just been decimated for the last few years. And everything you can pick up there is like pennies on the dollar of what it was 6-7 years ago. And you can think of picks and shovels here too, like Scott's Miracle Grow, growth generation. Like there's a couple different stocks in there that are like all based on the pharmaceuticals, IIPR, the innovative industrial properties. That's the REIT play, right? So they own and lease out a ton of green space across like 13 or 15 different states. They pay an annual dividend that's like pretty strong, and they haven't cut it back. And that was trading at like $290, $250 a couple years ago, and it's trading at like $80 now. So it's just, and the Safe Banking Act is going to change. Like, I think the Biden administration, regardless of your views, is probably going to try to get a win from a millennial perspective or a younger demographic and try to do the descheduling of this stuff, so you can make it more in line with, not like heroin, basically.
That's a great point, by the way. Sorry, that's a great point.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of catalysts coming for this space that people are like so hyped about AI, but like there's something else coming as well that's just going to be a flood of cash.
Well, I think if you add quantum computing with AI, I think you're going to see weird things. Weird things they're going to merge.
Oh, without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt, they're dwarfing like the AI technology right now. Elon Musk. There was a whole group of them that came together and was like, "Yo, we have to put some brakes on this. Like, this is getting out of control." And without a doubt, man, they're definitely slowing it down.
I want to know what he did with IBM. That was my idea. He stole that from me.
Which one?
He bought the IBM quantum computer. Literally, I was going to try to find a way to have a couple of Google employees I can steal, like Travis Kalanick did for the autonomous driving car, and then have them build a quantum computer, because Google says, I don't know if this is true, but Google says they can mine the rest of Bitcoin in a few seconds, where if you took all the computers in the entire world, it would take like 122 years.
Let's not hope that anyone speeds up the halvening cycle. That screws everything up. We can trust our 4 years. We can't screw that up.
Yeah, unless it's us.
Yeah. No one.
Just kidding.
All right. Well, guys, it is just about 10:30. And that means we are at the halfway point. And if it's your first time watching the show or listening to the show, it's time to work out. We got to have healthy minds, healthy bodies, and healthy portfolios. And so, Turbo, what are you going to do for your workout today?
I'm going to be doing some dumbbell exercises. I'm going to do some overhead presses with some dumbbell curls. And remember, on that curl, when you come up, if you kick it out, you get that nice little horseshoe. You know what I'm saying? So give it a little kick out at the top. If you want that nice little, you know what I mean?
Tricep, a little. All right, I'm going to do push-ups. It's been a while since I did push-ups.
Yo, did you have a track ready? Because if you didn't, I was gonna play that Ratchet Knights track.
You know what? I like playing the old intro, the halfway point. You know why? Because it's really good. It gives instructions to everybody. So if you are still sitting there, it gives everybody the instructions to to make sure that you go down and retweet the space outs. Perfect time to do that. It also I think explains the rules of the show, saying like, hey, everybody's welcome to come up and talk. So if you want to come and talk, just raise your hand up. And odds are, because this is such a fun atmosphere and community, that when you come up, you're going to stick around to the end of the show. Obviously, I mean anyone would guess that. And then importantly, from there, it's don't be a douchebag. And when you come up on stage, so no racist, sexist, or homophobe. So guys, if you can, make sure that you go down, hit the bottom purple pill, and retweet the space out. Get some friends in here. Tell us what your favorite workout is. We're doing these micro workouts every single day, and there is scientific evidence. We found out that this is going to work. So, all right, this is it's time to work out, man. Get that blood pumping. Let's go, baby.
Yo.
Oh.
Golly. I got eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Web3 breakfast, Jay Chains is the host. Good morning. What's up, Jay Chains? Turbo made it co-hosting. Yeah, they do their thing. If you savvy Web3, GM, grab a plate and a seat. Let's begin. If you got something to say, come and grab a mic. We got one rule, no douchebag. Alright. Retweet the room, bring some friends. If you start to talk, you gon' stay to the end. Retweet the room, bring some friends. If you start to talk, you gon' stay to the end. Monday through Friday, we got the Soro, 10 a.m. Eastern Spaces with the purpose. All about the community focus, they deserve it. Come and speak your mind with no regrets, but you serve us. Pizza on Friday, working off midway. Get the blood pumping, Web3 music is thumping. I got eggs, bacon, waffles, toast.
That's
eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Eggs, bacon, waffles, toast. Web3 breakfast, Jay Chains is the host with the most. Retweet the room, bring some friends. If you start to talk, you gon' stay to the end. Retweet the room, bring some friends. If you start to talk, you gon' stay to the end. Good morning.
Hey, GM to everybody that joined us during the break. We just got done working out. So we're going to come back and talk. We've been talking a little bit about NVIDIA, the new graphics cards coming out, and a little bit about, more of the company. But let's get back into the topic of the day today. I'm a little winded, man. I'm winded from doing push-ups. That's funny.
Well, Matt does have his hand up real quick.
Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Do you want to catch your breath?
I just wanted to say that big shout out to the team at Meta Rides. I got my car the other day. I got the car that I won in Vegas. It's number 18. It's this beautiful black Lambo with like pink rims because pink's my favorite color. And they got me on the game. So I'm like doing beta testing with the Meta Ride stuff now.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Well,
yeah,
shout out to those guys. Shout out to Craig and Hermie.
How is it?
I'm aiming to break the 4-minute mark on this track. I'm going to get it done by this week. I don't have much to do. So talk about a build market, right?
There you go. I like that. Yeah, shout out to those guys. You said your what number?
Number 18.
Number 18. All right. I'm going to see. I'm going on OpenSea right now to the Meta Rides vehicles. Let's go recently. Nope, we don't want to go listed. I thought there was recently created. Where's that? Yeah, there we go. So then it should show me number 18. Actually, we want oldest. Whatever. It's not in order. That's funny. I guess that would make sense if it was random.
I went through recently.
Oh, dude. Hell yeah. That is sick. Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Put it on screen.
Okay.
I don't know how I managed to not get the unstoppable domains. I think with the pinstripe down the front, the unstoppable domains isn't there. So I asked them if I could get my block 3 or my ape on there. We'll see. They're like, someday.
Dude, that's so cool. Look at that thing. That thing is dope, dude. And like you said, pink. You said your favorite color, or you like pink. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Real men wear pink, man. I got pink everything. I don't mind.
Pink's my favorite color.
Let's go. Dude, that is a dope ride. Shout out to those guys, man. That thing looks cool as hell.
Thank you. Yeah, it was awesome. Just a great time, and Hermie and the team were so gracious in putting it together. So I'm gonna do some demos and maybe do some videos and share it and just give them some feedback.
Hell yeah. Dude, looking forward to seeing that. I'm really looking forward to that game. All right. Now, speaking of, you know what's, so that's like a great segue into what we're talking about today is like the gig economy here in Web3, right? So like that's the prime example. And Matthew, now, you won this thing and you're going to get to test. Now, there are people who get paid. Let me ask you a question. Did you guys hear that? The ESPN alert? Or no?
No.
Okay. My phone has been kind of blowing up because of ESPN Fantasy Football. I'm on 3 leagues, right? I'm in my family league, I'm in the Web3 Breakfast League, and then the Ethereal Nodes League, right? And so typically I've only ever played in 1 league. So now I've triple the alerts. It's been a little overwhelming. We're getting through it. And so this thing's been blowing up with kind of like the Tuesday, yesterday was the end of the game because of Monday Night Football. It's just been obnoxious today, so. Oh, my wife said that it's blanking me out. So yes, I need to figure out how to, and my mom said she heard it. Wonderful. We'll get this squared away. I got to like silence that app because this thing is like getting a little crazy. Anyway, where were we? Oh, we were talking about the gig economy. And so like what Matthew was just saying right there, right? Like there are people who, you can come on and you can, beta test, an app, or you're part of a community, right? Now, all of a sudden you're beta testing the app and now you start to create content around it, right? Now that might spark some brand new thing for you, right? That you can now do game trailers, you can do game testing, reviews, whatever. You start a YouTube channel. Now all of a sudden, you're working in Web3. That's the kind of thing. I think that's a great example of like what we're talking today is, how are people making it in Web3? Like whether you want to call it a side hustle, what do you want to call it, your main hustle, your career, whatever it is. How are people making it in Web3 right now in other ways than creating content though? Who's got some ideas there or some, personal experiences? I think that's the whole goal of the day today is, how are people making this gig economy work out for them in Web3? Because it's going to grow, man. I'm telling you what, like it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like this world needs content creators. This world, this ecosystem, right? It needs developers. It needs graphic designers. It needs everything. It's all brand new. So like, what are you going to do to fit in, or what have you done to fit in? Where have you gotten in where you fit in? Like, what's the story? What's your story? So you guys remember, just like the instructions in the song said, this is a show for the community by the community. So if you want to be part of this conversation, say you're sitting there and you're like, shit, like my personal story, when I got my crypto journey started was back in 2017. I was just a fan of a certain project that I started doing fan art. And then the fan art escalated up to videos. And then all of a sudden they asked me to host the YouTube channel. And then 5 years later, this is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's like, just by participating, I became a full-time Web3 creator. And so like, what's going on in other people's worlds? Caesar, what's going on? You got your hand up. I know that, like you do a lot.
Yo, what's up, guys?
GM.
What up, family?
GM. A good topic, guys. Especially right now, right? I think it's a fitting topic for right now. It's one thing when I think there's an imbalance between the amount of work available and the amount of people that can come in and actually provide some type of service during like a bull market versus when things kind of dry up and it goes the other way around. There's more people looking than there are opportunities, right? And what I found, I mean, all I can really do is just share my experience, right? Everyone's experience is a little different, but what I've found that has continually provided opportunity for me is you have to be willing to work for nothing in the beginning, in expectation that on the back end there will be something, right? And I think that's where a lot of people mess up. But think about life, right? If you go to college, university, you don't get a job and then you study. You study and then you get the job and then you get paid. If you got to work for 2 weeks before you get a paycheck. It's not the other way around. You don't get paid and then you lock in the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
where most people mess up is that they think that that you should never work initially for free, and it's the other way around. I mean, and sadly, sometimes it does turn into nothing, but you got to be willing. It's like batting averages. You got to step up to play, man. You got to bat, and as long as you're batting consistently, you're gonna find opportunities, guys. So I don't know. Like I think you kind of nailed it, J-Chain. So it's what skills can you bring to the table, man? I mean, it's can you create content? Are you good with people, and maybe you know how to moderate, or you know how to engage a community and help with community management and hosting events and AMAs and keeping people excited. Maybe you're an events planner type of person, and those are the skills you bring to the table. Maybe you're like a super organized project management type of person, and those are the skills you bring to the table, and you know how to do that. And there's a lot of teams in Web3 that don't have those skills.
Right.
Maybe your skills are marketing. So you just have to look at what are the things that you're good at, and how can you apply them here, right? But I do think you have to be willing to get out of your own way and not always look for only paid upfront opportunities. Sometimes you have to be willing to take a little bit of a chance and say, I'm going to provide some value. I'm going to get plugged into this community because it aligns with my values. It aligns with the things I'm excited about, or I just like the vibe here. And I'm going to contribute for a couple weeks to a month, or maybe even a couple months, just as a community member. But I'm going to give so much value that then I'll be in a position to say, hey, look, guys, I've been a member. Here's what I've loved. Here's how I've contributed. How can I help you guys take it to the next level, right? So it's a process, man. And I know you know this well, J-Chains. You've been around. Turbo's been around. A lot of the people in the audience have been around. So
yeah, no, you know, it's one of the most important things, and you know, I think at some point, you know, I think the bear market, the build market, depending on who you are and what you want, how you want to talk about it. You know, we're build market people here. Depending on where you are in the phase, or how you got there, or where this started happening. Because like, trust me, guys, like I worked in, you know, we brought projects to you that ultimately ended up not only failing Web3, but they failed, you know, me personally, Turbo personally. I mean, you guys remember Champagne Wise Club? From what we understand, carries under investigation from the FBI for some reason. Who knows what, right? I had no one had any idea that we were going to suspect that she'd be that type of person, right? But Turbo and I worked for free for a long time. I mean, well over a month. We probably are owed at least $15,000, right? From our time working there, from being there, the sweat equity, all that stuff. And so we call it the carrot dangle, right? Like sometimes you have to play the game for the carrot dangle. Sometimes it's just you get fed up with it. But just always be aware of like what you're doing, and you know, the people that you're working with, because you just never know who's going to change on you, and who is a lizard in sheep's clothing. But I do agree with you. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that, yeah, you definitely got to be strategic, because to your point, right? Like I've done the same, me and my partners, people that I work with for a while together in Web3. It's the same thing. I mean, I've got a whole list of projects where we did work up front, you know, in exchange for equity on the back end, and then nothing ever materialized.
Yep.
And you just chalk those up to experience, man. That's all it is.
100%, because you know you did something that you never did before, and you learned from it, right? And so whether it ended up being a stinker project, it ended up being a rug pull that you didn't know that you were a part of. However it looks, at the end of the day, like if it was something that you participated in as also as a because we bought NFTs for all the projects that we ever worked for that ended up screwing us over. Like it all just. You just like that's just that game.
We didn't, bro.
Go ahead.
We didn't get free NFT. We didn't get free NFTs. We bought the NFTs, and then what I'm saying. But I just want to say real quick, man, before I pass it over to Matthew. Man, when I was in the military, bro, there were 6 times that I did like illegal things to put my entire career on the line for soldiers that were put into bad situations, that did wrong things, right? And out of all 6 of those soldiers that I put my neck all the way out for them, all 6 of them screwed me over. You know what I'm saying? But you can't quit helping people. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't let those things deter you. And so I just wanted to, you got to be who you are. You know what I mean? I love them all, bro. Yo, Matthew.
What's cracking? I think that, well, that's an amazing story, Turbo. I find it just cool to learn more about you and like the great things that you've done in your past. So just appreciate you sharing those things as they come up. But I think it's really important for people to get a clear value proposition of what they're bringing to the table and really internalize that for themselves. And then once you're able to do that, it's really about getting out of the house and meeting people, quite honestly. You know, being at these different conferences and things like that, you know, I pay my way and, you know, you don't get paid to speak, but you're just there for the experience and to be able to meet people. And to me, that's super, super invaluable. And one of the other things that I started doing, I kind of like waited until the school year to start up, but in Durham, I'm so close to a ton of colleges. So I reached out to all these different blockchain clubs, investment clubs, business clubs. I'm going to be speaking at Duke with some folks. You know, nice. They have a Bull City DAO here, so they have like an investment DAO. They're big into the blockchain space, and I'll be over at UNC Charlotte the next month speaking to their consulting club. So it's just like meeting younger people, and the cool thing is the younger people are the smart people who either have no money or they have daddy's money or mommy's money, and then they can go like build their own stuff, or they're like, oh, I need this person to help me. And once you start doing those things where people kind of recognize you, then they'll start asking you for stuff again. And then there's like, oh, what's your quote? And then you're like, oh, shit, I have to figure out how much I charge for this stuff. So that's a good position to be in. But yeah.
I just, if you're watching the live stream, I definitely struggled after you said daddy's money, because that's like normal. But when you said mommy's money, I just couldn't help but like laugh in my head. And so thank you for helping me laugh there, Matthew. So like one of the questions that I have for you, and what I love about what you've said it a couple times on this show, and I love it, and I wish that more people would do this. This is something I think everybody has the opportunity to do, is that you've reached out to blockchain clubs at several of the colleges. I think you said maybe 50 at this point, maybe the number, maybe I've inflated, I don't remember, but about 50 colleges and their blockchain clubs, just to see what kind of information, what kind of, reaction you can get back and see if that, sparks a decision, right? Or excuse me, a conversation. And no, it wasn't, sorry. No. The answer is no, that wasn't a slam on women about the mommy's money thing. It was just made me laugh.
Yeah, I didn't want to be gender assuming about who makes the money or who brings the money. We all bring the money. Yeah, I think it's just a crazy thing to be creative. Like you realize that all these students are at schools and they don't have the programs for this stuff. So they have to create their own clubs, and it just kind of makes sense that this is where they're aggregating and talking to each other. And then there's professors there who typically facilitate. So then you get to know some of the people who are actually maybe doing the research, on some of these other platforms, or they're involved in investments and stuff. So it's like a unique way to try to like pierce the system a bit and build a new community that's kind of in a different space.
I love it, but I just love the initiative, and I think that more people could probably take that opportunity. If you want to become more involved in Web3, because then those clubs usually have the opportunity for you to maybe engage and speak on a panel in a session that they've put together. Like that's how you can start to build, not only your place in Web3, but in your local place in Web3. Because I think as we start to develop our local communities, those things they'll start to blend in. And now, like the Charlotte and the Durham and the Raleigh communities maybe, get together and they all have like a meetup. And now you've got, more people in one
build
space.
Something huge.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They had a huge blockchain conference in April that I didn't know about that Duke hosted. And of course, like now I'm going to try to like work with them on the new one that gets put out there. But like, all of a sudden you realize there's a community in your backyard of people doing the same stuff. And I don't have to go across the country to go see them. But one final point, if you're interested in more networking sort of tactics, read a book called Never Eat Alone. It is a fantastic, fantastic book. If you're bored and you don't have anything to do, go find somebody to have lunch with. Don't eat by yourself.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Matt too, man. If you ever need any help or want an educator, man, like I'd definitely love to jump on. I'll drive over and teach some classes with you.
Yeah, man, that would be great. I'll keep you posted. It'll be interesting to see the reception of how these different clubs reach out, but would love to get you guys involved.
Yeah, let's put together.
For sure. Yo, honest, What up, bro?
Man, what's going on with the goats, man? What's going on? I see everybody, even people like, you know what I'm saying, even some of the friends that I see in here, you know what I'm saying? Hey, can I just say one thing? If y'all have
Always.
followed me and I haven't followed you back, please give me a minute, man. I barely be on Twitter, and you know what I'm saying? I come on here in the morning, I come on here at night, I put a GM post out there. That's pretty much all I got. But so if I haven't followed you back, man, I'm going to follow you back. You are welcome to hit my DM and be like, hey, follow me back. It's cool. Because if you follow me, it's all love. I'll follow you back. But I wanted to say about the jobs, man. Like currently right now, I feel like I'm looking for a job. I feel like I'm job searching. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have no desire to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I need a job, it's that because where we at in Web3 and how life changing and how, like, you know what I'm saying, tech surrounded this is, it's like, man, why not have your foot somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Am I just gonna sit here and act like I know everything about everything? Or I could go out here and I could be networking with people, you know what I'm saying? I would rather right now, instead of me sitting in my house on my ass, I'd rather be working pro bono for somebody, just so I could be out there shaking hands, meeting people, still into the tech, because it's like this shit gets to a point where it feels like it'd be so consistent that we get tired of it, and then it's like we just put it on the back burner, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm in crypto, but what's the Bitcoin price? Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at the Bitcoin price in 2.5 months. And so it's like I strive to be deep into crypto every single day, 10 videos a day. I'm doing my research. I want every single day I try to find a YouTube subscriber that has made a good call. So I'll look at like a coin, like I think we were looking at VRA yesterday, Veracity. And I was like, oh, this coin had this growth. I was like, I wonder who called this coin. So I would go on YouTube and I would put in a date and I would look at who was actually talking about this coin that is, you know what I'm saying, that actually went up 40%. You know, and then from there, I'd be like, okay, that's, you know, maybe he has some good content. So then I'll look at some stuff from him. He might give me a deep dive on a coin I've never heard about, and I'll go deep dive. So with me doing stuff like that, I feel like I want to keep connecting with people. And if somebody needs help with a project or something, like, hell yeah, I'm down to help. I'm not saying everything's pro bono now. Y'all don't go ahead and flood my shit, try to get me on your team and shit. But I'm just saying, like, I love networking, and I don't mind putting in no legwork or nothing like that. And I feel like that's essential for us to keep building and keep growing through this community, because it's so hard for us to just get lazy and be like, I don't know what price Bitcoin is now.
I think, you know, one of the things, one of the things that I would love to figure out, and I always, you know, because of we know how sponsor money is right now. Unless you find somebody that's willing to, you know, really, you know, with the mission and focus with you, is like, you know, you build, like, let's build this city to city tour where, you know, it's all of us, we all go together, and, you know, we set up these meetups where the whole point is not, I mean, yeah, we want to engage with our friends that we have in Web3 there, but the whole goal is really to grow the ecosystem, is right. And so we find places that we can go to where we can just be with everyone else. And, you know, we all have big enough personalities that normal people like us. You know what I'm saying? Like normal people, like we don't have to be like, hey, have you seen Bitcoin? Like, let's just do like a normal thing with some, you know, some touch points. We don't have to fully bring you in right now. Let's just get some touch points. Yes, Turbo. He's got his hand up.
Who told you that normal people like you,
No, I'm not. I didn't want to talk about me.
We have to.
See evidence. I need to see that shit written.
Well, real quick, Jay, as you were saying that, bro, we should do the hometown tour, man.
Yeah.
We should just go to each other's hometowns. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody goes to each other's hometown, and you know what I mean? Like, and then the people in our hometown can be like, holy shit, I thought you were lying about all these people. You know, I thought you were just photoshopping this shit or something. And that would be super dope, you know what I mean? And we get an opportunity to see, you know, like, look, I'm gonna tell y'all though, when you come to my town, you're gonna need Vest. Honest, you'll be fine, bro. You'll be good. Stick with Honest. We'll be straight. But before we go to the hand, Dilly, I gotta say, Jacob, man, what's up, bro? Man, I just wanted to apologize, bro. I might have came in hot when I met you, man.
No.
Okay, all right.
First of all, I'm very excited to be here. I see a lot of familiar faces. It was great meeting you all. It was awesome at the Breathe convention, and thanks for letting me speak here. It's been a great topic.
Absolutely,
man.
man.
Yeah, man. We were talking and we'd definitely chat, man, too, about getting some time for you to be able to, talk about what you got going on as well. I know you're doing some education stuff, and definitely incredibly well put together young leader, I must say. This dude
Thank you, man.
was like, he had his like fitted. Yeah, it's important. But we do have a hand up. Dilly, what's up, family?
Hi, my name is Dilly, and I have a rotten vagina.
Yikes.
What's wrong with people?
Hey man, I just
Did you set me up, Jay?
No,
Did
I
you
don't know
just
who
set me
that
up?
is.
Did
I don't
you
know
just
who
set me
that
up? Yeah, you set me up. Is this was so.
You ain't with
This
me.
is somebody's working a Web3 job. Like you send trolls to people's. Like I'll do some stuff like that. Yo, hit me in the DMs. Yo, pro bono work. Like honestly.
Hey, don't discriminate against Web3 opportunities, man. We accept them all of all kinds. You know.
Yo,
while that necessarily didn't break one of our rules, that certainly was a troll. So
I was actually coming up to tell you, don't let him speak, because I'm familiar with that guy. That's why I was actually requesting to come up.
Well, I appreciate you.
Can y'all hear a kid? Can y'all hear a kid right now? Because he's been trying to talk. Is he rugging?
We do not.
Yeah,
I can't hear you, bro.
I'm trying to talk. Can y'all hear me?
There he is.
I'm on the snakes on the point. Goddamn it! You know
I can hear you, man. I'm gonna fight for you. Don't worry, I got you, bro.
We got you now. We can hear you.
Hey man, things popping in Miami, dog. I hope y'all are ready. If you ain't making plans for Art Basel, don't miss it. It's gonna be a movie, man.
We already made plans, bro.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
We already made plans, bro. What are you talking about?
And you are invited, brother.
I'm invited. Oh, I'm invited. Really? Wow, that's crazy. What a concept. I do appreciate all the invitations out here. You know what I'm saying? That's very noble of you. Seeing as though it's my hometown, I guess you're inviting me.
I mean, it's our second home now, so I don't even know.
You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I just wanted to say good morning, GM, to everybody. Working in Web3, look, man, sell yourself short for pennies or stack up all these dollars you can, build value, and then when they want to ask you for it, charge them the real price. I don't know, man. Some people, it's different strokes for different folks. I ain't here to tell you what to do or what not to do, but just take into consideration what it is that you do, right? Because everything it keeps a history. This is blockchain. You know, did you work for this project? And then you take this much amount of money? And what happened to it? You don't want to look like that. So just like I said, everybody got. I was just talking to my friend. He talking about how he had 5,000 followers. He bought his shit up to 15,000 followers, and now he's doing really well. You know, some metrics work for others, some metrics work, some metrics don't. Just go out there every day, give it your all, man. And with that, man, shout out for me in Atlanta. I noticed your home. Jay Chains, I'm down right now, Atlanta. I'm heading to Florida. I got to catch the flight. Y'all have a blessed day. Okay.
Hey man, we appreciate you. Safe travels.
We love you, bro. Be safe.
Hey, J Chains, thanks for hosting, man. I actually have a call with Juan. I know a lot of you guys know Juan in 2 minutes. I just didn't want to drop out and not say goodbye. So thanks for hosting, and it's been a great talk, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. Anytime. You're more than welcome. And that goes for everybody. Y'all or anybody is welcome to come here and hang out for Web3 Breakfast. You know, we do the show every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's a show for the community, by the community. Everybody is welcome to come up here and chat, be a part of this conversation.
Awesome, man. Good chatting, guys. I'll see if you were still chatting after the call, and I'll tap back in.
Appreciate you, brother. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, family. Yo, Wingman, put your hand up. What up, family?
Hey, what's up, man? One, I definitely want to touch base with my man Turbo. I definitely didn't get a chance to holler at you last. I think he was kind of doing stuff on the back end, but it's definitely good reconnecting with you, and I definitely can attest to that. Doing some stuff that you didn't want to do for them soldiers, and definitely did not come back the way you thought it was going to be coming back. I also want to touch on my man, because I had my phone down, so I couldn't see who was speaking about the YouTube channel. Please tap in with me, because I definitely I'm on the same vibe that you're on, talking about, content for the YouTube. And another thing I want to say too to J Chain, please tap in with me, because I'm coming to the A, because I'm in Alabama. I'm coming to the A next month. And I definitely want to sit down, because I've been pushing that same narrative instead of coming to these events that's already set up with an already agenda. a couple of us getting together who want to actually educate and onboard correctly, because it does no good to bring people into this environment if they don't have a safe or educated way to come in. They're gonna come in, get the bags tucking, and now they're gone. Because that happened to most of us. We just see the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
New people may not see that big picture. So please tap in with me, because that's the same vibe that I'm on.
Love it. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely looking forward to next month when you're out here. Hopefully we can get the whole crew together. We can make something big of it.
That's what's up, man. As soon as I get the exact date, I want to say it's the 6th, but I'm not sure. My lady got a conference there. So, of course, I'm going to tag along and, kicking instead of sitting in the hotel online. I'd definitely like to put some face with the names and vice versa, my man.
Let's tap in, man. I love it. Absolutely love that. Turbo. Such a gentleman with your hand up. So polite.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. Carmen, are you there? Carmen?
I'm totally here, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Carmen.
Hey, good morning. I'm gonna put everybody else on mute real quick. I gotta have a conversation with you, Carmen. Just me and you privately. Yeah, real quick. Carmen, you can believe this shit. My doggone girlfriend broke up with me, man.
No.
Yeah, she couldn't take it, bro. Yeah, dog, straight up. Yeah.
Turbo was too fast. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
sending you virtual hugs.
She ain't about this life. But that's why you got to take them out there. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I won't put everybody else back on. I just had to tell you that. Yeah.
Listen, can I tell you guys, and this is for Jay too, like, when we take on clients and you're tenured here, like Jay Chains, you said 15,000 for carry, add another 18 to that.
Yeah.
But this is the example that's not the only thing we experienced as a team this year in terms of how much we're owed. And I agree with Caesar in terms of, like, if you're new here, get behind the screen on things, get onto teams, put in your sweat equity, and learn, but learn not to just impress and get a spot and get money. Learn to understand what part of this ecosystem. Is it article writing? Is it running AMAs? Is it hosting? Is it being a dev? Is it being a marketing person? Is it being a media person? Find out where your talent sits by putting in the sweat equity, and along the way, create your network. That's going to be your future list of people that employ you, pay you. And, Jay Chains and Turbo and Seven, I think we've all realized, like, when people are sketchy and people start losing our trust, we get really loose with contracts because we start to put our hands out and our arms out and get distance between each other, because we already know that, unfortunately, in this space, a lot of disappointment becomes your strength. Your ability to understand the concept of being strong is, number one, if you say I'm strong because I really held out with this rug pull for 9 months, that's not really strong. Strong and strength means that you put up your boundary, you understood your worth, you know what you bring to the table, and you said, I'm not fucking with you.
Dang right.
Well, even worse than not getting paid. I mean, even worse than not getting paid. I mean, it it really affected our relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, it caused a lot more problems than even just the money. You know what I'm saying? And then they find out that it was all, you know what I'm saying? So look, being able to come back together and, say, hey, look, like, let's fucking keep growing. Like, we have to be unbreakable, unstoppable, unshakable in this moment.
That's a mic drop moment, man. Hey, I hope you guys have a great day. It's Taco Tuesday. Get yourself something on a tortilla tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern.